Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Crimes, Killers, Cults,
and beer.
and beer. It's still two crazy Florida men drinking beer and talking about true crime. I'm Bill, and joining us today, we have a very special guest with us. Everybody, please welcome The Edge from U2.
What's up, man? Deal. Rock on. Yeah. Welcome, brah.
I had to do that. I had to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not The Edge. That's Paul.
I forgot to wear my T-shirt today. Dang, man.
So now if you're listening on audio, Paul's got these round sunglasses on, and when we were doing like getting ready for the show, I looked down to do something, and when I look up, he's got them on. I'm like, whoa! And I'm like, dude, you look like The Edge from U2.
Pretty bright in the studio today.
So, and damn, your camera is making mine look like shit.
It's time to upgrade, brother.
Yeah,
time to upgrade, man.
Definitely.
Since we charge for advertising, I'm not going to mention a name, but until they can start paying us, maybe for advertising, I'd say get this camera.
Yeah, you can message it to me later.
Right. Yeah. Either that or give us some free cameras, man. I'll say the name if you give us some free cameras, man. Give us some free cameras and stream decks.
Damn
That'd
right.
Great.
Hell yeah. So
anyway, if this is your first time watching, please click subscribe, like, share, comment, and follow wherever you listen to your podcasts.
And we would definitely appreciate that. The YouTube page, I'm surprised I released last week's episode like today, and it's for the YouTube page being active for such a short time, I'm really impressed with the numbers that it has already. It's not much, but I wasn't even expecting that. I was expecting it to be like gradual or whatever, like very slow, like a very slow build up and everything. But no, it's the that episode is doing really well. I mean, so
it's that extra candy, when people hear the show and they say, and we talk about what we're seeing, people are like, what? I can't see anything. Now you can.
Yeah, but the people that listen on the streaming platforms like Spotify or Apple or whatever, they're going to keep doing that. That's what they do. They might check out the video, but they're going to keep listening on their platform of choice. But YouTube has been this whole untapped resource that we've had for the past like almost going on 2 years that the show's been a thing.
Yeah.
So so it's just like I'm so glad to have it up and running.
Absolutely.
So,
juice.
Paul here has a podcast of his own. So tell him about it.
So you can watch it on the YouTube channel. Just go to Conscious Radio Network on YouTube or go to any of your podcast outlets and look for The Seance. We talk about metaphysical, mysteries of mind, space, and time, paranormal, everything that kind of boggles the mind and makes you say, huh? What was that? And but the metaphysical world is huge, man. It's
kind of like your sunglasses.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So, I have no more ado. Do you?
I do not.
Okay, well then, if there's no further ado, let's do the episode.
Let's do it.
So this episode, by the way, I'm just going to let you know, I mean, this episode, obviously, it's coming out when it's coming out, but we're doing a condensed version of it for a Valentine's Day 7-podcast collab, where each podcast is coming up with stories about relationships gone bad and it's for Valentine's Day. So this is ours. So we figure, I mean, the story's too good just to do the 15-minute episode, the little mini one for that. So we're gonna do a full length one, and we're gonna do the 15-minute one, which you won't hear until Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
But still, we're killing two birds with one stone here.
Bang. Yeah.
This is a crazy one. We're covering the case of Mike and Dalia Dipollito, and it's a Florida case. Yay, Florida! So Dalia Dipollito is a woman who was sent to prison because she tried to hire a hitman to kill her brand new husband, Mike Dipollito. Happens all the time, right?
Occasionally.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week. No. But you have to ask yourself, would Crimes, Killers, Cults, and Beer cover a typical open and shut wife tries to have the husband killed case just because he left the toilet seat up?
Mm.
Just don't answer yourself, because if you do, you might have issues.
Yeah.
But no, we wouldn't cover an open and shut case like that. We want more. We want crazy. We want batshit crazy. And this story is batshit crazy. And it goes down in 2009 in Boynton Beach, Florida. Now,
Yes. And it got some twists too.
Several of them. And Boynton Beach is basically the well, I have that outlined in the notes. We'll just get there. Sources for this is quite a few, because I had to put it, piece this episode together. And all those interesting.com, oxygen.com, medium.com, the Discovery Plus episode Sins and Secrets, season 3, episode 1, and ABC News. And random searches too, where you type in a question and it gives you answers.
And here on this show.
Right. Yeah, we're now a source.
Yeah.
I guarantee you we'll be the funnest source of this.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike Dipollito was an ex-con who had served prison time. He had been released, but he was on probation for stock fraud. And it was a Ponzi scheme run by the mob, and what they were doing is selling foreign currency to people, but not delivering. In 2002, he was arrested and charged with fraud, and he served 2 years in prison, but he was given 28 years probation. He was now trying to keep his nose clean and live a straight life as a legitimate businessman. Good on you. He did his time and all that stuff, and we're going to get a little into the specifics of his probation and whatnot. But, because 28 years, that's a long time to be on probation.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, I thought 12 was long.
Were you on probation for 12 years?
No.
Oh, okay.
I knew somebody who was on for, I think, 12? It was like 12 or 13. I'm like, what? Man.
Like, I didn't do a background check when I hired you, but
don't worry. I just had one through the FDLE just a couple weeks ago for government work that I do. So I have to do that every year.
Speaking of which, you're a member of the National Guard, and next year you're going to have to take some time off to go do your time with that.
Yes.
So yeah, unless we can get like a full month ahead on episodes, there's going to be even more episodes with guest hosts coming up.
Oh yeah.
But Paul's not going anywhere. He'll be back.
I'll be back.
Just getting that out there. Just getting that
I
out there.
doubt they'll allow me to do behind the scenes cuts or something like that. Here I am. Look at me.
Yeah, here I am standing right next to this tank. But just because Mike was trying to live a straight life doesn't mean that he's a good dude, though. But he was pretty wealthy, and once he got out of prison, he started an online advertising firm that really took off. I wanna know how he did it so I can do one.
Right? Oh,
And then CKCB would be the first client,
yeah. Huh.
so Mike was born December 18th, 1970, and when he met Dalia, he was already married, although, um, it wasn't a good marriage. Yeah, it wasn't a good marriage. It's not because his wife Maria was a bad person, she was an awesome person. It's just that he was a really shitty husband.
Mm. Just
Um,
takes one, man. Just takes one. That's
yep.
it.
So she stood by Michael even when he went to prison. You know, she waited for him, and she even stuck around when he cheated on her on more than one occasion, which, yeah, she should have just gone, but whatever. I mean, she must have loved him to stick around.
Yeah, I think it was something a little bit more. We'll get
She
to that.
she would well, she was doing very well on her own. She didn't need his money. So, Maria would leave on business trips, and that's when Michael would sow his wild oats. One time in late 2008, Maria went on a business trip, and Michael went to one of South Florida's many strip clubs. And I think there's just as many strip clubs in South Florida as there are iguanas.
Yeah, there's a lot down there. I lived down there for a couple years. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's lots of places for men to blow their money at for nothing other than a pair of blue balls in exchange.
Mhm.
The overwhelming majority of the time, you go to a strip club and the girl wants nothing to do with you. She just wants your money.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know what? More power to them. It's a good way to make money. So put a knife in that.
Yes.
You know, I knew a stripper years ago, and she would give her phone number to guys, but it was just a landline with the ringer turned off, and guys would call it, and they would get the answering machine, and it was actually her on on the message saying, "Hey, I'm not home. Leave a message. Blah blah blah." And she would give these guys a normal sounding fake name,
Yeah.
other than their stage name. Guys like, "Oh, what's your real name, honey?" You know, "Oh, I'm Jessica," but when her real name is like Heather or something like that. What I don't know. I don't remember what her name was, but
Yeah.
but she would tell them that that was her real name, and it worked like a charm. So guys would keep coming to see her at the club because she couldn't, because they couldn't get her at home. so so she just give an excuse like, "Oh, I go to school full time." You know, that was brilliant when you think about it.
Yep. Paying your way through school.
Yep. Yeah, these creeps think that she actually wants them, and she doesn't even know they're calling.
It's part of the job, man. It's part of the sale.
Mhm. I wondered what she was doing before, 'cause I've known a lot of strippers over the years, and I gotta say I've only heard of one doing that. I've so that like, I kinda wonder what she's, how how life has been for her. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that was brilliant. Anyway, hashtag, but I digress. But as of now, we're where Mike met Dalia. Dalia was born Dalia Mohammed in New York City, October 18th of 1982. She has two siblings. Her father was Egyptian and her mother was Peruvian. And when Dalia was 13, they moved to Boynton Beach, Florida, and she graduated high school in 2000 and began trying to get a real estate license and began moonlighting as a stripper and as an escort.
Mm.
She was drop dead gorgeous as well. I mean, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, she's an 11.
Wow. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, you Google pictures of her. That woman was damn.
She's Spinal Tap gorgeous.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I won't go there. A particular key came, the saddest of all keys. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna say it. It'd
Right?
be disrespectful.
For the younger generation out there, look it up.
Right. Look up the saddest of all keys on YouTube. You'll find it. I think. I don't know. I don't need to look up clips from that movie because I've seen the movie probably 1,000 times. I've even seen the band in concert.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
saw them at the Tupperware Convention Center back in the '90s when they actually did a real tour. It
Yeah.
was great. So, um, but she she lived in Boynton Beach, but she wanted to live in Palm Beach, and Palm Beach is one of the wealthiest spots in Florida, if not the wealthiest, and Boynton Beach is like Palm Beach light.
Mm,
I'm not gonna say that it's like, the wrong side of the tracks from Palm Beach because it's not. Boynton Beach is, you know, pretty affluent on its own. But if you live in Boynton Beach and you're a successful business person, your goal is to move across the river to Palm Beach.
yep. Yeah.
So,
Mm,
so Mike meets Dalia through the escort business, and they actually hit it off for real. They begin spending all their time together. It was love at first sight. They fell in love, and Mike quickly divorced Maria and married Dalia 5 days after the divorce was final. Um,
mm,
they married in February 2009, less than a month after after Mike had told Maria that he wanted a divorce. Mike had even gotten Dalia a $25,000 engagement ring to top it off. And I'm sure it
man.
was a very romantic scene at the courthouse.
Yeah.
She was a legitimate trophy wife and on the way to fortune and fame, hopefully in Palm Beach.
Woohoo.
Oh, if I had enough money to live in Palm Beach, I would not live in Palm Beach.
True. True.
I would live somewhere nice, but where it was a lot less expensive. That way, I would have a lot more money.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Why pay all those taxes, man? Why?
Yeah, like
Why? Come on.
hell. I mean, Palm Beach makes Orlando look cheap,
Yeah.
which is yeah. Orlando's, I mean, you got the really bad ones like New York City and San Francisco and L.A., but Orlando's like the next tier down from the most expensive places.
Hmm.
Same with Miami. Same with not so much Tampa and Jacksonville. They're still expensive, but they're a little bit lower than Miami and Orlando.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's some places in Orlando that are like little hidden spots that are just really massively expensive.
Oh
But
yeah,
those are for the rich and famous.
right. And I know of a couple of them, but as usual, I'm trying to think of it, and I'm just drawing a blank.
Yeah, I think, Islesworth, and then there's some other
Yeah.
places too that, yeah.
Um, Maria vacated their $250,000 townhouse, and Dahlia moved in. Now, $250 for a townhouse back then was a lot
What?
of money, but now in 2023, $250,000 is barely going to get you a one-bedroom condo.
Yeah.
And that's not even Palm Beach. That's anywhere.
Mhm. Man.
So everything was going well. The couple, they were attached at the hip. They were super romantic. They were making out all the time wherever they went. They're leaving each other love letters all the time. Mike would take her out to expensive restaurants and nightclubs, and he got her a membership to one of the top gyms in the area, members only. As as well, he would constantly shower her with expensive gifts. They did live in a very affluent part of Boynton Beach, which by itself is still a pretty affluent place. Um, you know, Mike did very well for himself, and as of 2021, he had an estimated net worth of 1 to 5 million,
Hmm.
estimated based on the businesses that he had put together.
Yeah.
And
Debt to income ratio.
yeah, and I would Mike, if you're listening, hit me up at ckcbpodcast@gmail.com, and I I'd like to pick your brain.
Yeah.
So, also, three months into the marriage, the happy couple, they learned that Dalia is pregnant, but put a knife in that. But as it never is, all was not well. One evening when Mike and Dalia were out at a restaurant, and on their way home, Mike gets pulled over, his car's searched, and he was suspected of drug trafficking, and they found a very small amount of cocaine in a pack of cigarettes that was in his car.
Hmm.
This alone would violate Mike's probation, but Mike managed to convince the police that it was not his cocaine.
Oh, man. They all
No,
say that.
it wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Wow. Right. I didn't get that part of the whole story. See, I get educated too on these too. So.
One morning, Dalia gave Mike a cup of coffee, and he quickly fell sick and was bedridden for several days.
Mm. Mm.
Fuck it. Put a knife in that too.
Yeah. Must have been Visine or something.
Arsenic.
Ooh.
That's just my guess. It didn't say what was in it. In fact, this doesn't really come up again until the very end. But police also received an anonymous tip that Mike was dealing drugs once again, and the police and Mike's probation officer showed up at the house with a search warrant and found nothing. As the weeks went by, the police showed up a couple more times and still nothing was found. And this was freaking him out. I mean, he's on probation, and if whoever was setting him up managed to plant something on him and it's stuck, he's gone. He's back in prison.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be asking the question. I was like, why are you guys showing up all the time? What the hell?
Well, we got an anonymous tip.
Interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah. But in July of 2009, because of the fact that Mike was freaking out about this, he's like worried if he's going to get sent back to prison. He transferred the title of his house to Dalia to protect himself in case he got arrested. But unbeknownst to Mike, it was his loving bride who was attempting to frame him. So, who would have seen that coming? A stripper / escort magically falls in love overnight with a very wealthy man who is 12 years older than her? I'm not saying that a 12-year age gap is a red flag when he's 39 and she's 27, but it is under these circumstances for sure.
Yeah.
Don't marry an escort. I mean,
yeah, get to know him first.
Yeah, get to know him.
Yeah.
And I'm not, you don't. I'm not knocking escorts or whatever. Just don't get emotionally involved with them while they're doing it. I got no. If I wind up talking to a woman or whatever, and find out, oh, I used to be an escort when I was younger, or whatever, hey, no problem. You're not doing it now.
Or you meet the escort when she's not at work.
That too, but I don't want to share.
Exactly right.
Does a truck driver want to come home and drive his car around town?
No.
Does a chef want to come home and cook dinner?
I sure the hell wouldn't. I was cooking all day. Man.
Does a prostitute want to have sex when she gets home? So just don't do it. But wait, after they've left that lifestyle behind, Sure, more the people are people. Yeah, I made a lot of stupid decisions when I was younger, and but anyway, I'm just gonna shut up before I dig myself into a hole.
Moving on.
That did not come out the way I thought it was going to. Whoops!
Well, that's what makes this show interesting. Stay tuned.
Indeed. August 5th, 2009, Dalia was at the gym that morning, as normal, when she got a phone call from the Boynton police sergeant, Frank Ranzi. Yeah, and that screams Italian to me.
Yeah.
But he told her that she needed to come home immediately because something had happened. When she got home, she was told that her husband, Mike Dipollito, had been murdered. And she broke down into hysterics and just bawling. And she was so hysterical, she wouldn't even let the cops get a word in edgewise and everything. And news crews were on site, and the area was closed off with crime scene tape. And there's video of this exchange, and we have it. Roll Dalia 1.
Old Dalia 1.
Listen, we had a report of a disturbance at your house, and there were shots fired. Is your husband Michael? Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, man. He's been killed. He's been killed, man. I'm sorry. Listen, try to calm down. Listen, right now, we need to get you to the station. We need to get you to our police station. I can't let you stand, man. We have to do our job.
Crocodile tears, if you ask me. And I don't know if you noticed this, but right before the officer said killed was when she let out the first shriek.
Yeah, just before.
Like a split second before. I mean, we don't need to play the thing again if you wanna go back like 15 seconds or whatever, pick up it, just listen.
Mhm.
So, but it was definitely, she premature vocalized.
Yeah. She definitely prematurely let that out before he even said anything. It was like, it could have been something else,
Right. I
he's,
mean,
he stabbed or, dog bit him
right.
or, but, like,
And Bill fell on his head from the third story window.
yeah.
So they told her there had been they told her there had been an incident with shots fired, and they had found Michael on the floor, and he had been shot in the head. And when police arrived on the scene, the door was open, suggesting. Is that like when you suggest to be sequestered?
One of those new words for the industry. It's one of those new vocabulary words.
Yeah, mark this timestamp. The door was open, suggesting that a robbery had gone wrong, and Dalia was shrieking like a banshee upon hearing the news. They asked her to sit in one of their cars to compose herself, but all she did was shriek, "I want my husband! I want my husband! I want my husband!" And they're like, "We can't let you go in there. It's a crime scene. I want to see him." But this was not, in fact, a robbery gone wrong, as the police had spun it to Dalia. This whole scene was set up by the Boynton Beach Police Department. Boynton Beach is kind of hard to say.
Yeah, depends on the time of day. And
and if you're drinking beer while trying to say it while doing a podcast.
There's a lot of variables.
But this whole scene was a setup by the Boynton Beach Police Department. Mike was very much alive and aware of everything that was happening. Yeah, at the police station, the police said that there was no sign of forced entry, nothing had been stolen, so police suggested that maybe Mike had let his murderer into the house.
Hmm.
Dalia bought into this, saying that Mike, no, he would never let somebody in that he didn't know, so he had to have known the killer. So police said, "Okay, well, you have security cameras, right? Let's look at it, and maybe we'll have our guy." Nope, that wasn't possible. They were all dummy cameras that didn't record.
Oh, jeez.
I don't even believe that. I don't believe they had dummy cameras. If you can afford to live where he lived in Boynton Beach, which, you know, which is like Palm Beach light, you can afford working security cameras.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I call BS on that. There's really, come on. I
well,
even
this
have security cameras, and I don't even live nowhere close to a ritzy area like that.
yeah. So police asked Dalia if she had any idea who this guy could be and why this guy would want to kill Mike. Dalia said there's several people she could think of that would want him dead. So Dalia brought up his fraud charges. Mike had to pay $191,000 in restitution to the people that he had ripped off. And by the time that Dalia had met him in 2008, because of the success of his advertising firm, he had about half of it. And Dalia was well off as well. I mean, she was, you know, 11 on a scale of 1 to 10, and she worked as an escort. So, of course, she's going to be making money.
Yeah.
Not to mention the money that she made at the strip club. And I want to imagine that she worked at that one in Miami called the Booby Trap.
Yeah.
Because she is a booby trap.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not knocking the booby trap. I'm sure it's a very legit, upstanding business. It's been around for years.
Oh,
So
long time.
yeah,
And Porky's. Remember the movie? The United, the old
Mhm.
80s movie Porky's? That's still there. Still there. That's how that.
Porky,
Yeah,
Porky,
Porky's.
Porky wasn't in Miami.
No, it's south of Miami. It's off of Okeechobee Boulevard. Yep. Owned
The one.
by the Russians and run by the Italian mafia.
So Porky's was based off of that club. What is it? Is it like built in like a big
I
old
wouldn't say it
like
was
a?
based off the club. I think the club was named after the movie, or a little bit of a little bit of both.
Oh, okay.
They share a joint,
A joint interest.
kind of interest. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought that Porky's, the story of that movie takes place in like South Carolina or Alabama or something like that. I think I don't think I've seen Porky since like
I
the
think
early.
I think the original storyline was Fort Lauderdale, because even back then it was the what the heck they call it? Spring break capital. Fort Lauderdale was a spring break capital of the world for the longest time, 70s, 80s, something like that.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that movie now because I don't remember it being Florida, but Fort Lauderdale back then in the early '80s is not what Fort Lauderdale is now.
Oh no, no,
Not even close. It's like
it's changed a lot.
big time.
Yep.
Right now, you get into Fort Lauderdale, and the first thing you see is a big old hotel that's shaped like a Gibson Les Paul.
Yep.
It's the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino,
Mm.
right off the turnpike, and it's if you haven't seen it, people, look it up and look for video of it because that thing lights up at night and it's freaking incredible.
Yeah,
So
that's a cool building.
yeah, when Eddie Van Halen died, they had it like alternating colors with like red with like black and white stripes and everything. Like Eddie Van Halen's guitar.
Yeah.
It was really cool. They could change up the designs on it. Yeah, just if you're not familiar with it, just that's worth a Google because it's incredible.
Wow.
And it's got to be it's huge. It's a huge building, and it just sits at. It's not part of like the downtown like skyline or anything. It sits by itself, and it's just there. That's the only thing that you see.
Yeah.
And then a few miles up the road, there's the Dolphins Stadium, and those are the 2 highest buildings in that entire area. If that tells you anything. Obviously, the hotel's a lot taller
Better.
than the Dolphins
Yeah.
Stadium, but although I would imagine that a lot of losing happens in the casino more so than happens in the Dolphins Stadium, especially this year.
Mhm.
Anyway, hashtag but I digress. How the hell did I manage to work the Dolphins into this? Oh, it's South Florida. It's South Florida.
Yeah.
All right, so not necessarily a digression. It was related somewhat. So
Just a little bit.
a little bit. Where the hell was I? Okay, he had half the money. Dalia was Dalia offered to pay the other half of the restitution so that he could be taken off probation, so that they could live happily ever after. So they did, and Michael scheduled a court date to pay off the debt. But around that time, keep in mind, this is Dalia's story.
Mhm.
But around that time, one of the mobsters started hitting Mike up for money and threatening him, and the restitution money was gone. Dalia suggested that the killer could have been a mafia hitman, but she wasn't sure.
Dun, 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 dun.
You've seen the Godfather movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. I couldn't have two co-hosts that hadn't seen the Godfather movies.
Good movies, man. It's good.
Oh, they're great, all
Really
3 of
good.
them.
Yeah.
But 3 not as good as the other 2, but 3 gets a lot of unfair criticism.
Mhm.
It's still a good movie.
Yeah.
So police threw out another theory. Maybe it was one of the people who Mike had scammed, and she kept on saying she didn't know for sure, only that it was possible. Oh, it's possible. Anything's possible. So now we're backtracking to the anonymous tips about Mike dealing drugs. And I did this for a reason, because this particular incident fit better with the flow of the story here rather than earlier.
Mm.
These tips started in March of 2009, and he and Dalia hadn't even been married for 2 full months yet. 2 weeks later, the police confront Mike and Dalia in a parking garage, and Mike joked to Dalia, "I bet they're here for me."
Oh.
And they were, to Mike's chagrin. And they found 3 grams of cocaine underneath his spare tire. Mike broke down. He lost it. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
And he even started crying. He said he was being set up, and once again, the police believed him because the car had been in the garage for hours, and the person who had called in told the police that it was under the spare tire. That's very specific knowledge for somebody to call in.
Yeah.
So he was let go. Yeah, and at this point, I mean, it's just Mike seems to be, he's innocent of all of this, but he seems to be lucky as hell
Yeah, man.
with the
Wow.
Boynton Beach Police Department on when it comes to this. Yeah, that for them to actually be, all right, it's not yours. We'll take it, but you're free to go. I mean, that's insane to me. I mean, yeah, like I said, he was innocent of this, but still, for them to just, all right, go on, scram,
Yeah.
multiple times.
Hmm.
Well, they had only found cocaine twice. There was that time earlier in the cigarette pack, which was just a tiny little amount. And then there was this, which was very specific. All the other times that it was called, they didn't find anything.
Yeah.
So Mike had actually filed a report saying that somebody was trying to set him up. And police showed Dalia the report saying that the drug frame job ruled out mafia involvement. Mafia's not gonna frame somebody. If they don't like you, they're just gonna put two in the back of your head when you're least expecting it.
Yeah. They'll get you gone.
So you see why that particular one fits better here rather than earlier when it was going on?
Yeah.
So that's what, 3 or 4 different theories that police ran by Dalia? But they ran yet another theory by her, and maybe Mike wasn't the target at all. Maybe Dalia was the target.
Oh.
At this point, police are just trying to get her to slip up. Remember, I said the whole scene at the house was set up by the Boynton Beach Police Department, but she wasn't giving up anything. But the police, for appearance's sake, they put out an APB for a black man. At least that's what they told Dalia. Later on in the day, they told Dalia that they had a suspect in custody, and they actually brought this black man into the interrogation room, and they asked if she had ever seen him before, and she said no. But the plot thickens. So they told Dalia that they had found a video of this man hashing out the plans for Mike's murder. They had made a crappy audio of this man saying that it would be a robbery gone bad and that he would take care of it the next day. So if you're thinking to yourself, what the fuck?
Right?
Just wait, it'll all make sense soon.
Yes, it will.
This case is like a puzzle that you're trying to put together upside down.
Yeah. Like an Agatha Christie on steroids.
So they said that the voice on the recording matched the voice of the suspect in custody, and they just needed to interrogate him, hoping he'd cough up the name of the person who had ordered the hit. That is kind of crucial, and you'll see why in a minute. But then they told Dalia that this man was in fact not a suspect. It was an undercover officer named Witty John. Very strange name, but whatever.
Yeah.
And there was video that accompanied the audio, and it caught the person who was in the car with the officer.
Oh, yes.
I think we're setting the record on how many times that's been used in an episode. It's usually once, maybe twice. I think we're already at 3, and there's more coming.
Oh. Yes.
So Dalia doubled down on saying that she had no idea who would want Mike dead. The officers then said that they knew the identity of this person that was talking to Officer Jean. It was none other than Dalia Dipollito herself, saying that she was okay with the plan and to get on with it. Witty Jean said that the conversation, that once the conversation was over, that was it. There'd be no going back. And Dalia said that she was 5,000% sure that she wanted this to happen.
Huh.
So they have audio and video of Dalia, but she just said, it wasn't me. But we caught you in the car.
It wasn't me.
But we caught you on audio.
It wasn't me.
We even caught you on camera.
It wasn't me.
So the officer dropped yet another bombshell on her. The crime scene at the house was staged, and the detectives had been in this case knowing full well that Dalia was in fact the guilty party. But prior to all this, an ex-boyfriend of Dalia's, Mohammed Shihad,
Yeah, something like shop. Yeah. Shahad.
Jihad. I had a Team America World Police moment flashback there. That's all that was. Where they're in the little cantina scene, which is a nod to the Star Wars. They're like jihad.
Oh yeah.
That's what that was. I wasn't making fun of anything or anybody, but Dalia had contacted Muhammad about hooking up again, but she wanted more than sex though. She wanted Muhammad to help her kill Mike. Yeah, just call your ex to help kill your husband. Yeah.
Man.
They must have parted on good terms.
They must have. Jeez.
Because if, like, think right now, if I called up my ex, like, hey, would you help me kill somebody? It wouldn't go over. Oh, better yet, if my ex called me, hey, would you help me kill somebody? It's like, I don't even like you, bitch. Go away.
Right? Like, why?
Why are you calling me?
Yeah.
So I don't blame this guy for 1 second, for contacting the police. It's just,
That was a strange relationship.
but I did say that Muhammad had gone to the police with this information, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They told him to call Dalia and tell her that he could help her get in touch with somebody who could help. And he did. And he said that the hitman would be calling her later that day. And the supposed hitman was undercover officer Woody Jean. Woody Jean. I love that name. Woody Jean.
Woody John. Woody John. Or Woody Jean. Is that Woody Jean? I think it's Woody Jean. It's Jean if it's like
the way they pronounced it on the episode or on the documentary that I watched was Jean or was John.
Huh.
But it was spelled Jean.
Yeah.
So it's one of those weird things. It's like, and he was a black man with a very American accent. So it's just like, but when I see this, knowing that it's not Jean, I automatically go French, Jean.
Yeah.
Like Jean-Luc Picard of Star Trek: The Next Generation. But it's actually John.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but that's just my letter association. So yeah, he definitely wasn't French. He was a black American with a very American accent. Nothing foreign about that. So John, okay. From now on, John. But if I say John, don't kill me. Don't come at me. If I say Jean again. So they set up a meeting, but prior to that, the car had been bugged with audio and video recording equipment hidden. She agreed to the price, which was $7,000, and to the plan. And John told her to be out of the house by 6 o'clock in the morning so that she wouldn't be there when he did the deed. So she went to the gym thinking that she had a rock solid alibi. And as soon as she left, officers who were staking out the house, they went inside to stage the scene. They're knocking stuff over and all that stuff and everything. And the why they would do that, I don't know. Unless they were just taking pictures of it to show to her, but it doesn't say anything about them using it. But they wouldn't let her in the house. They weren't going to let her in the house,
Yeah.
So it just that just occurred to me. Why go through all that? But maybe they were taking pictures just in case they needed them. In fact, I'd be willing to bet that's what it was.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, well, it comes up a little here because it's always good to have the good side. It's always good to have the good guys on your side when someone's trying to kill you.
Indeed. Mike had a bunch of good guys on his side.
Yeah, a bunch, including what's coming up next. This is cool.
Oh yeah, this is
We might
maybe.
need another one of those. Bum bum.
Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I don't know, man. You coming onto this show. Your first case was insane. This one's insane. Maybe that's a good sign. Oh, by the way, you've got the regular outro queued
Yeah.
up, right? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Just wanted to make sure you didn't hit play and it's the cult outro because this is not a cult episode. The previous one wasn't really, but yeah, it was close enough.
Yeah.
The camera crew wasn't from a news network. Take a guess.
Bad boys, bad boys. But what you
What
gonna
you gonna
do?
do?
What you
What
gonna
you
do
gonna
when
do
they
when they
come
come
for
for
you?
you,
Bad boys,
bitch?
bad boys. Yeah.
It was Cops, the TV show. They were working in Boynton Beach during that time, and they just happened to sync up and everything. And I'm not sure how that actually worked with how that actually worked with that show hooking up
Yeah.
with the various police departments. And we'll touch on that more toward the end of the episode because that's I got questions.
Yeah.
But it's nothing big or anything like that. It's just kind of like a little head scratcher type of thing. But this story actually aired on the show, and
Huh.
I'm gonna have to look for that and watch the episode if I can
Yeah.
find it. And if I can't, if I can find it, then I obviously well, hell, I mean, it's gonna be a week before this episode comes out. So if I find it, I'll include it in the episode notes
Heck yeah.
because I want to watch it. Well, I've already seen it through going through all the video and stuff from this case, but still, I'd like to see their commentary, their spin on
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. I'm curious. Definitely.
Yeah. I'm not sure what streaming service Cops is on. It's probably on Netflix or if not at Netflix, I guarantee you it's on Tubi.
Mm. They did recently take it down. I wouldn't say recently, with a couple years ago when we had that whole riot thing and this and that and all kinds of stuff
Oh
against
yeah, I remember
against the
hearing.
blue. They did
Mhm.
a pull. They pulled a bunch of cops, or they stopped production, I think,
But the old
and
episodes are probably still there.
I believe
Hopefully,
so. I hope. Yeah.
yeah. We're definitely gonna look for that. And
Yeah.
I'm sitting here watching you, and I see my freaking hideous camera on the screen right now. I need to get a new camera. It's bad. It's really bad. Look right next to yours. Yours looks crystal clear. Mine looks all grainy, like it's probably like a 2000 2000 webcam on Yahoo Messenger or something. No, it's better than that, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's for the people listening on audio. The people watching the YouTube video can see it. It's right there.
Exactly. They can see the difference, man. You know, what do you got?
I ain't got shit.
What's in your wallet?
So anyway, but once everything was set up, then they called Dalia and told her to come home, and that's when the screeching reaction happened that we played earlier. She kept on insisting that she was innocent, and at that point, she was arrested for solicitation of first-degree murder. And as she was cuffed, police dropped another bombshell that if it was an atomic bomb, the previous bombshells were firecrackers. At that point, Mike walked into the interrogation room.
Oh, the heck was that? Was that you?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was trying to. Where's my?
Where we... Yeah, there we go.
That's what I wanted there. It moved.
Oh, it moved?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why the applause. The applause was where the bum 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 was, and I hit it, and it's just like, and I hear applause, like shit. Yeah, but so Mike had been watching the whole time from the behind the two-way mirror and listening, and he was shocked and he was pissed, but he did maintain his composure, and Dalia freaked out, acting like she was, she was glad that he was alive. Go ahead and roll Dalia 2, but turn it up because when you accidentally hit it a minute ago, it seemed a little low.
Mm.
Oh my God.
He's alive.
Come here, please. Come here. Mike, come here. Come here, please. Come here. Why not? I didn't do anything to you. Mike, come here, please. Come here.
Okay. Mike, we'll take her back to booking, please.
Just it gets even more insane, which we're gonna get to shortly. But it's like, yes, she she was taken to the county jail, and the whole thing was filmed on cops. And the whole time she kept repeating, "I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything." I mean, she must have said that on the footage that's there over 200 times.
Over and over again. And all the proof is there that she did.
All the proof is there. It's just like, I'm sorry. If I ever committed a crime and there's that much freaking evidence, you got me.
I know. It just give up. Just give up.
I'm done. You got me.
Give up.
But she even called her mom from jail, and she was still, I didn't do anything, and I didn't do anything. But her mom had seen the footage too, or at least she knew about it. And her mom kept saying that she couldn't help her. Like, I can't help you. And she didn't even get pregnant either. That was just a lie that she told Mike initially. But while in jail, she called Mike, and we do have a snippet of that. Roll Dalia 3 and be ready to turn it up a little bit if you have to.
Hello? Yeah, what's up?
Nothing, Mike. Can you please come here?
Hey, listen, I don't want to fight with you. Honestly, I can't help you. Don't you understand what just happened?
What they're saying is not true.
How is that possible?
Like, I'm sitting here. It's not true. It's not possible. You wouldn't even give me 2 minutes to talk to you, but it's not possible. What they're saying is not true.
How in the hell did I hear it and see it?
I heard what you heard. It's not true. I heard what you heard, and I saw what you saw. Everything they showed you, they showed me.
And how is it not? How are you telling me that?
I
It's
am
not
giving
true.
you my word that it's not true.
Wow.
What do you? I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
Like, please, I need an attorney. Can you please help me? It's not true.
Your brother was here, and I spoke to him, and he's going to go talk to your mom. I called them for you already, right? So everybody knows where you're at. I took care of it.
I know that. I need your help, okay? This is not true, okay? This is not true.
I understand it, too. Like, how do you explain what I saw and heard?
Like, I am limited on my phone call. You know more than anybody. It's not true. Just give me time so I can talk to you.
What did it say? I saw it. I heard it.
I saw what you saw, and I heard what you heard.
Okay, what the f***? You said you wanted to have me killed. I heard that.
It's not true. That is not
How is it not true?
How can you believe that?
I heard your voice.
How can you believe it?
That isn't the point. I heard you say it.
It's not. I heard what you heard, and it's not.
What did I hear then? I heard you say.
I heard the tape. Okay, I heard the tape, and I saw pictures, and I saw the whole 9 yards. I saw all of it.
So why would you meet a black guy in a parking lot? Explain that.
I'm sitting here on the phone. I will tell you when I see you in person. Please.
I can't come there anyway. I'm not allowed there.
That's not true.
even if, let's pretend, I said, oh, it's all better. I can't, they're charging your ass. Don't you get it?
Man, nothing's true to her. Nothing.
No, it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. And it just goes back and forth over and over again like that for like 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, I just got a snippet of it. But it literally is just that. It's like what you just heard 4 more times.
Yeah.
and it's like, no, it's not true. It's not true. I mean, I wanted her to say they must have staged lookalikes with somebody that looks just like me.
Yeah. It's like, what could you, yeah. Well, like, what could you possibly come up with? Not only was there audio, there was video.
With her face in it, but
Yep. That's not true.
but put a knife in that. Because that comes up later. I mean, it's just so, oh my God, the story is so, this stupid bitch. I mean, it's like, what in the actual hell? I honestly want to know, I wish he had gone down there.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything would have been recorded. Because remember, she said, if you just come down here, I'll tell you everything. I want to know what she would have told him.
Exactly. What's everything?
What is everything?
Yeah. Like, what did the police miss? What? Yeah. Was that not everything? That's more than enough.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
What a stupid bitch. I mean, but I've said it on this podcast a million times. My favorite cases to cover are the ones where the bad guys are, or in this case girls, are just stupid fucking idiots.
Yeah.
But and usually I sit there and laugh at it, and I'm laughing at everything, but at the same time I'm fucking infuriated, not because of the fact that, oh, what she did and everything was wrong. Obviously, yeah. Yeah, but I'm a true crime podcaster, so that doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
But what is infuriating about this is the fact that she thinks that despite all of the fucking evidence right there, she thinks that she is right and that everybody's gonna magically believe her and everything. She's
Yeah.
she's
It's
gotta
the
be
absolute cognitive dissonance.
yeah, she's gotta be.
Oh man.
Maybe she should have worn lemon juice on her face.
Yeah.
Do you get that reference?
Yeah.
That's the case where the cognitive dissonant. All right, help me out.
Cognitive dissonance.
That's where that originated from. These bank robbers thought that if they put lemon juice on their face, that it would distort their image on the video camera. And that's legitimately where that originated. Mark from Mental Illness Theater, or Mark and his wife Gina on Mental Illness Theater, they did a whole episode on that particular case, plus how cognitive dissonance became a thing. It's really good. Y'all should check it out.
Ding ding. Yeah.
There's a plug.
Yeah.
But it's just that's the infuriating thing. I mean, like a lot of serial killers, they'll like when they get them, they're you got me.
Yeah, no. Sorry. I would have made it fun. Be like, you finally got me, or guess I didn't hide far, good enough, or
when Mike walked in, they should have set it up to where because at this point, she doesn't realize that Mike's still alive. So when Mike walked in, what they should have done is just like have nobody else acknowledge him and make her think that she's seeing a ghost.
Yeah. That would have been freaking awesome. And she's like chained to the table, so she can't get up and touch him. So she's like
Well,
and he's like standing there.
at this point, she was standing in handcuffs. They had just cuffed her, and they were about to lead her, to take her to the county jail. But, but still, he's right. Come here, come here, come to me, please. What are you
Right.
talking about, ma'am?
There's nobody in the room except for you and I.
What?
What? What?
He's
What are you
right
talking about?
there. He's right there.
That would have been something to play if this happened on April 1st. Joke's on you, bitch.
Oh God, that would have been gold. That would have been.
Right? Ah, bad boys, bad boys.
Yeah, but I get it. They can't do stuff like that. Although they came really close with the whole way they orchestrated this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just if they had done that, it wouldn't have surprised me one bit.
Yeah. I mean, this is like something you'd see in like Hollywood,
Oh, I
'cause
know. If they made like a action like crime movie type thing that was totally fiction, this is the story that they would come up with.
yeah.
Because this is definitely, this is strange. This is totally stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
You can't make this up.
I know.
I just, this case, man.
Mm.
Honestly, I didn't know much about it. I didn't know anything about it at all until I started getting into true crime.
There you go.
I admit that. And
Heck, I didn't know nothing about it until about 40 minutes before the show. And I was all into it. Still am.
So this was a national story. It was huge, and everybody except for me and you was eating it up.
Yep.
But they still didn't positively know who had planted the drugs on Mike. The trial began, and the prosecutor said that it was a ruse to get Mike out of the way so that she could have his house and all of his money to herself. And the video evidence was played in court. The defense said there was a lack of a motive. So she had recently the fact that she had given him $90,000 for the restitution, that came up. The prosecutors then put Mike on the stand, and Mike said that she was supposed to combine her money with his and then send it to Mike's lawyer. But the lawyer never got the money. Dalia pocketed it.
Ooh.
And I'm sure they had the lawyer on the stand too to confirm that.
Yeah.
But the defense said that the real perpetrators was whoever had planted the drugs, to which the prosecutor said, nope, Dalia did that too. Nice try, though.
Yeah.
Here's your gift basket for showing up.
Door prize.
Door prize. That's what I was looking for. But the defense then threw the most ridiculous Hail Mary pass of all. This was all orchestrated by Mike because he wanted to be a reality TV star, and they used the Cops TV show as evidence. He and Dalia knew that the TV show was filming in the area, so they came up with the story as Mike's ticket to stardom. Dalia played her part perfectly, but Mike called an audible by reporting her to get her out of his life. Right.
Right.
Damn. Isn't that the most fucking ridiculous thing that you've ever heard?
Man.
This guy's got a freaking very successful advertising firm. You think he wants cameras in his face the entire fucking time? Yeah. Oh, I'm a reality star person. Yeah. No, he didn't.
Mm-mm.
Fucking stupid. I mean, it's just like, I mean, I don't know who came up with that, But if it was the defense attorney who's like maybe leading her, well, cops was involved.
Yeah.
Maybe, did he have any interest in becoming like a reality TV star? No. Did he have any interest in becoming a reality TV star? No, I don't know what you're. No, read between the lines, Dalia. Did he want to be a reality TV star? Oh, yeah, he did. That was his lifelong goal. All right, now we got something here.
Yep.
I would bet money that that's how it happened.
Yeah. Somebody planted it.
I would only bet $1, but I would bet money.
Yep.
Of all, I mean, as we found out from the movie, My Cousin Vinny,
Yeah.
attorneys can request each other's files.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If I were the prosecutor, I would have requested the file, saw that in the notes, and at that point, I would have brought out a roll of tinfoil. And I would have been like, and after the defense presented that, I would have been like, if I was the prosecutor, I would have been like, and if any of y'all believe that, make yourself a hat out of this, and
Yeah.
like threw the roll of tinfoil on the onto the table. Damn, this is freaking insane. So
Cloud thickens, man. It just, yeah. It.
but
That's what makes this show good, is when we have stuff like this, because it makes people think, I don't know, this makes us freaking crack up, and it makes our listeners and viewers go, yeah, man.
Yeah, but we're not, it's just, we're not like forcing the issue and like, oh, we got to make people laugh. It's just like, no, what's happening is just, we're illustrating absurd. We're illustrating absurdity by being absurd.
Yeah.
But you know what the result of that was?
Oh yeah.
So the defense, at this point, they're grasping at straws. They brought up Mike's criminal past, saying, oh, you can't trust anything. He's a criminal. He's a liar. So both sides rested. The jury deliberated for just 2 hours. Just 2 hours. And the verdict, you want to call it?
Guilty.
Guilty. For solicitation to commit first-degree murder. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison. And when the judge was reading out the sentence, he everything about this, it just reinforces the point that you are pure evil.
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, Mike was happy with the verdict, and he said that he was 5,000% happy with it, which of course was a jab at Dalia, who, as you remember on the video when she was in the car with Officer John, said that she was 5,000% sure that she wanted to go through with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Reciprocal.
Yep. So she appealed the sentence, and it was changed to, and she was sent into house arrest, pending a new trial. She had to wear the ankle monitor and all that stuff. And during that time, she started writing a cookbook. Man, I'm not gonna buy her cookbook. I don't even know if it made it to print.
I bet you it was something about crock pots.
Good one. That was so I'm serious. I gotta imagine because I don't know. She was pretty creative with coming up some of the bullshit shit, but that she
Yeah.
came up with. But as far as her recipes and everything, I you could probably go through the pages of her cookbook, and it would be like just copy and reworded from recipes that she found on Google or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah. And from Martha Stewart's collection or something. Ugh.
In my research, I came up with something called a grilled cheese sandwich. Now, me, in my highly privileged life, I have never had a grilled cheese sandwich, and I think that it was a really good thing. So I tried it, and this is my take on it. You simply take 2 pieces of bread, butter them on the outside, put a piece of cheese on the inside, and then put it on a flat surface on a heated element. Let it cook for a couple minutes, and then flip it, let it cook for a couple more minutes, and you even have you have a nice tasty sandwich. And it's even better, and I found this myself, it's even better if you warm up a can of Campbell's tomato soup and dip the sandwich into the soup and eat it that way. It's very good, and I think that you'll like it.
Oh yeah. Ha.
I don't think I'm very far off.
Not
Oh,
very far at all.
I know that I'm off, but I don't think I'm very far off. Although a grilled cheese sandwich with tomato soup, it's good stuff.
Yeah. That is good. Heck yeah. Tomato soup and grilled cheese. Whew. Man.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So, in 2014, an appeals judge said that Dalia's case was handled improperly, and in 2016 she was tried again. Um, that basically cops being there was said to be improper procedure, but by the police, and they maintained that it was pure coincidence. They were just there tagging along.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was talking about before when I was just like I've got questions,
Yeah.
because I don't know how they coordinate like that. I don't know. Are there
It
contracts
was just
signed?
the right timing. And for the fact that the police already knew. The police got the tip.
Right.
Hey, someone's about to kill this guy. How are we going to intervene?
But it was basically accepted that the police did nothing wrong because it's coincidence that cops happened to be there. I
Mhm.
guess okay. Cops being there. I mean, cops being there was a coincidence because of the fact that they were already there and tailing the Boynton Beach Police Department around. That basically made was that's how they want. It was
Yeah.
coincidence that they were there and this happened at the same time. That's the
Yeah.
coincidence.
That's what put the cherry on top of this sucker.
Right. It's
Was
just a
Yeah.
incredible coincidence.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause technically, I mean, aside from the reality television production, it was I wouldn't say a stakeout, but it was a law enforcement setup. It was they got the tip, they
Well,
set
yeah.
up, boom, and, "Oh, you're producing a show? Ah, come on in.
Yeah.
Why not?"
We'll use your feet as evidence.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And they
no,
already had the cast. They probably had the production cast there. Like, "Oh, well, Right? You already got the cameras. We got the,
Yeah, so that
all
did
kinds of
so
stuff.
so setting this up to film it didn't cost the taxpayers any money either.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Freaking love this story. I hate it and I love it at the same time.
Right.
So, where was I? Okay. Also, for as far as like the improper procedure type of thing, a prospective juror had admitted that she had read that Dalia had tried to poison Mike.
Hmm.
So that okay, but she was a prospective juror. She did not get picked for the jury. But that was probably the defense team working their magic. Oh, that he said this.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, you request a change of venue.
Hmm.
If you're doing your job right, you would request a change of venue at this point. But they didn't do that. So the second trial had a hung jury, and a new date was set. And she was still on house arrest, and she got on prison tender and found herself a boyfriend. Actually, she wasn't in prison; she was just on house arrest, so that probably wasn't prison tender. That was probably just regular tender.
Yeah.
uh,
Hmm.
During this time, she actually did get pregnant, and she has a son who lives with her mother.
Hmm.
You know, I have a. I could change her. I could change her. I really could. I could change her.
Yeah.
No, that's what any guy that was like, hooking up with her is thinking. It's like I could change her.
Yeah.
She's not gonna do that to me. They're probably right because she's already like doing time for it, so she's not gonna do it again. Like I
Right.
said, at this
Yeah.
point, she's in her mid to late 30s, but I'm still, she's probably at least an 8 or a 9 at this point.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking out. This is just how men think.
Yeah.
We think with our dicks.
Yeah. We're only animals, man. We're only animals.
What song was that from?
What that?
We're only animals.
Oh crap! I knew you were gonna ask that.
Oh, we're only animals. What the hell? We're only animals. I'm hearing it, but I can't.
Yeah, me too. I tell
People
you
are
what, for our listeners, make a comment if you know what where
yeah,
that comes from.
on YouTube or on
Yeah,
socials or whatever. Just
throw
yeah.
that in there. Yeah. Huh.
You and me, baby, we're just nothing but mammals. So let's do it like we do it on
Yeah.
Discovery Channel. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
What something gang? Something gang. I
that I
forget.
couldn't tell you.
Yeah. 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 Comment.
Yeah,
Just comment.
definitely. Yeah, you can let us know that we figured out what the song was. You can let us know what the
Sugar Hill Gang? No, it's not Sugar Hill
no
Gang.
no
No.
that's
Yeah.
a hip hop band.
Hey, crazier shit happened.
Yeah, I'm not. Fuck it. I'll Google it. Let's see. What's the name of that song?
I don't know. Uh,
Hold on. Do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. The hell? You weren't far off. It's the Bloodhound Gang.
Bloodhound Gang. Okay, I knew it was gang something.
Yeah, you weren't far off. So
Like
sorry,
Sugar Hill
sorry.
Gang. What the hell?
Yeah, sorry for black. You weren't far off. The song is called The Bad Touch.
What? Man,
Hold
I
on.
am nowhere
Hold
near
on.
this.
I got. Hold on. This video is something else. That's it. That's it. But The Bad Touch?
Yeah,
That's not a very good. But the song was a hit, so who the hell am I?
weird.
So.
I'll bookmark that one.
I'll leave that one in there.
All right.
Definitely leave that in there. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Add some nuances into the show, man.
Yeah. So in 2017, the third trial concluded and she was sentenced to 16 years in prison. Her attorneys, were trying to get this case to the Supreme Court, but they refused to hear it. And the attorneys are still clamoring to get her released and everything. She's at the Lowell Correctional Facility in Ocala, Florida.
Oh, I know where that's at.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's a long way from Boynton Beach.
Mm-hmm. Out in the middle of nowhere.
And a little bit farther than Palm Beach.
Right.
So Mike is keeping on, doing his job, keeping his nose clean. He still hasn't paid back his victims, so he's still on probation, but he's working on it. But at least he's still alive. And he's found a new wife as well. Hopefully he didn't meet her through an escort service.
Yeah. Hopefully he learned his lesson. Man.
I saw pictures of her. She's younger, so he definitely has a type.
Yeah.
Drop dead gorgeous. I couldn't tell if she was black or Latino, but either way, she's drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's either Latino or light skinned black. So she's dark skinned Latino or light skinned black, one or the other. Yeah. So yeah, she's gorgeous and honestly, I hope he's killing it. I hope he's killing it in life. I hope everything's going well for him. I hope he's I hope he's happy. Because it's just because you fuck up when you were younger, you get a chance to redeem yourself. He served his debt to society, as far as the prison term, and he's working on getting the money together for the to pay the restitution. So it's just more power to you, Mike. And like I said, if you're listening, hit me up, ckcbpodcast@gmail.com, because I want to pick your brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
we
Paul
want to
would
get
too.
the real story.
No. I want to know how to start a successful online advertising firm.
That too. Yeah. We need some marketers, man. Marketing gurus.
Yeah. And for him to just decide when he got out of prison, it's just hey, this is what I'm going to do. And then he turns around and does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to pick his brain. I want to talk to him. So anyway, what a crazy episode.
Yeah, it is, man. That's wild. That is wild.
Indeed. I mean, I just can't. I mean, of course, this story could have come from nowhere other than Florida.
Oh, yeah. Stranger things happen in Florida, man. Just really strange things. Yeah. Not just a swamp.
Yeah. So anyway, follow us on socials, review, subscribe, all that stuff, and on YouTube, you can even have like comments and stuff like that. We can engage in banter back and forth. You can do that on the socials as well. All that's at ckcbpodcast.com. And you can, we welcome it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
thanks for listening. You got any parting there, Paul?
Like, share, comment, hit us up, and definitely, follow up, listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast, Apple, Spotify. Absolutely. So,
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah.
That's a new thing. So new co-host,
Yeah.
new platform.
Don't forget to go check out the website streaming below if you're watching, www.ckcbpodcast.com.
Yep. And I'm gonna have that updated, shortly. Maybe not tonight. Maybe tomorrow or Sunday or something. But I will get that done shortly. I'm talking to you there, Paul. I will get that done shortly. So, yeah. Until next week. Later.
Later, alligator.